We are live in the hive. Holler if you hear me. I want to hear how my signal is, how the reception is here. We're getting our other cameras up and running. I'm gonna flip this around here.
Find all the big blues in the world. Right?
Yeah, all of them.
Holy cow! We got anybody with us?
Yeah, we're waiting for people to pile on.
Pile on.
Okay, great. We're live on YouTube. We are live on TikTok.
Live in the Friday.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh well. Oh, you've got one camera kind of crooked there.
Yeah, for now.
Morning, everybody. Killer Bee Nation. Uh-oh.
It's all good.
It's all good, host said. It's fine. Yeah, we got another big adventure live in the hive, guys. We actually, Hosh and I thought we were going to work on the Bobcat and maybe the backhoe a little bit today. That didn't work out so good. Well, that's fine because we got a call from a guy here. We're in Sierra Vista, folks, and you should show everybody the Huachuca Mountains. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that, you guys. Those are the Huachuca Mountains, everybody. Holy cow, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that. It is, all right, winter's over. I mean, we had the nicest winter and the most mild spring I've ever seen. I had heat on in the ranch house at the ranch in May, the second week of May. What in the hell, early in the morning? Up until just a couple of days ago, it was really actually very cold in the morning. So now it's, I think summer's here. It's going to be like 90 or over 90, maybe 95 here in Sierra Vista today. It's already hot. But we have an incident here with killer bees living in a bench, and they've already been aggressive as hell. I've been there a couple of years and nothing was wrong. Something went wrong, just like a lot of times. And so the guy's wife got stung, 2 dogs got stung, just all within recently. So enough is enough, he said, and we're going to get rid of them for him. But it's going to be interesting to see what we're in for. Say good morning, Hosh.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Good morning, Hosh.
Well rehearsed. Well done. All right, Killer Bee Nation. I got my bee brain on this one. We're in a neighborhood, but it's not very tight, not very close together. Nice big lots here, so I'm not too worried about that. But these bees have already shown their colors. They're already aggressive. And of course, they look the same. They're Africanized, period. It's a done deal genetically. So that's the problem with it, is the unpredictability of them. But these guys have been, now they're predictable. They're going to be mean. Can you believe the last week we've had?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. What was it, last Thursday? We were up on Sidewinder.
Yep.
And now there's a fire up in the Dos Cabezas Mountain, up by Wilcox. I don't know where. I haven't heard where yet, but that was starting this night. So that always gets me nervous. And I mean, just endless shenanigans. We've had so many removals, I can't hardly remember them all.
Well, that roof Saturday morning in Sierra Vista, the rooftop, 17 queen cells.
17 queens. You
Amazing.
guys got to look that one up. I've never seen so many queen cells unopened in a hive before. So an unopened queen cell, because the queen cells are really big, and you can look at our videos. If they have a little hole in them, that means a queen came out of there, was born, and either killed the rest of the queens or, went doing queenly things, right? Royal things. If they're unopened, that means there's still larvae in there. There's a Africanized queen larvae in there. And sure as shit, we opened up a couple of them on that 17 hive. We opened up a couple yesterday, larvae in the damn queen cells. They are kicking out swarms, guys.
Yeah.
17 in one hive?
A lot of brood.
Holy shit, tons of brood.
Tons.
Now, brood is where they raise the babies. And, 'tis the season and everything, but God, these guys overdo it. I mean, in a normal hive like this one, 2,000 bees are born every day.
Right.
Yeah, you could stand at the entrance and kill as many bees as come out and not touch the hive.
Yeah.
Because for one thing, when you're doing that, they either come out in force and will drive you off, or they'll stop coming out, like with a shop vac, with a vacuum. They'll stop coming out, wait for the tornado to pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's astounding. These guys, I call them a worthy opponent. So I'm gonna get my net on, Killer Bee Nation. Anybody got any thoughts first? Can you see the?
No, I can't really see the screen
Can't
because
see
of
the
the
screen.
sun glare.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But these bees already are on us.
Yeah,
you
they're
know, so
and they're quite a ways.
They
Well,
stung
not
up
too
the
far, about
dogs
30
here.
feet,
They
not too
stung
far.
the
I would recommend some
woman.
big blues there, Senor.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dude, should we get a tripod for that thing?
It's heavy with the tripod. I don't
True,
trust it.
true. Well, we can just do that, but let's get the 360 going.
All right.
Because we're in for shenanigans. We both, you know, Kiki, before she passed away, bless her socks, got us a Meta Quest 3 VR headset. Oh my God, I'll never watch regular TV again. And so this morning, because I watch our vids once in a while just to see on 360 what's going on, how to use the cameras better and everything. It's astounding, actually. I had Hosh look at it this morning, you know, have the VR headset on watching our videos.
Yeah.
And of course, he's going, oh my God, you know, it's like you're there with us. It really is. So we're going to get the 360 going. I'm going to let you do that and get some gloves on. And I'm going to take you guys back and we're going to see just what the hell's going on here. I'm not going to piss them off. I don't want to piss these bees off yet. They've already been pissed off and they've already attacked and been aggressive, this particular hive. You know, not every Africanized hive is going to behave the same at all times of the day, night, week, month, whatever. It's just like any other critter on the planet. But the potential for them to go completely insane is a little too high. Okay, so, oh yeah. Now, I'm getting a little bit optimistic, but very little. All right, so we've got, oh, they're on the cameras already, guys. I got to back off. Okay, you can see what we're in for here. Flagstone. Mortar looks like it's pretty aged, but they're already on the camera, so they already know we're here. And part of the reason that they attack the cameras so voraciously, is that a word? It is now. And it is because the covers on the cameras, you know, the protection covers, they're like rubber, and they can take the stingers. So they actually the venom of the attack pheromone is in the venom, and that's what we fear. That's what they just smelled. That's where they're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Another threat. They perceive us as a threat. Well, these guys will see. There's one on me now, and I just walked back out it's back over on the other side of that pomegranate tree. See that pomegranate tree, everybody? So they're on us now. I'm glad we're not in a tight neighborhood. But they also, like when they're so mad like this, when you get, you know, shitload of them on us, they're dripping venom on us. So our suits, our cameras, everything smells like venom. We smell like the enemy, basically. All right, we got that 360 going. I think, oh, you got to get your big blues on. And then, and they're already on us. That's why I came back out here. So we could get all of our supplies over there that we need. And then decide what we're going to do. We're definitely going to take some spray adhesive and knock down the guards. And the mortar on those flagstones of the seat look really worn.
Oh, okay.
It looks aged and cracked, and so I think we might be able to pop one up. What we're going to try to do, instead of a new conceal, to do it right because they've been there for a few years, is pop that up, one of the flagstones, see what's under it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kind of like taking up the floor of that outhouse yesterday up in St. David, or at the Dragoon Mountain Ranch and all that. You know, that type of stuff.
Like
I hope that...
hammer and,
I got a pry bar back there already. Yeah, hammer and maybe a smaller pry bar. There's a smaller one right there. Yep, it's all kind of loused up. All right, so, and bring the, bring that doctor bag just in case in case they go completely insane and we just have to knock them all down. All right, Killer Bee Nation. What a beautiful yard and beautiful backyard these guys have. My goodness sake. So it's a beautiful hot day in the old Southwest deserts, and it is what it is. We have our cooling vests on. But now that we're kind of ready for war, you want to shorten this up a little bit? We already know how to make that better. Mm-hmm. All right, I hope this is working well. What is this up here, this camera? Is that a capture?
What's that?
That
yeah,
one?
it is.
That's a capture?
Yep.
There's comments.
Oh, no, that's the stream. The capture's over here.
Oh.
Yeah, I changed it up. That's TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, so anyway, cool. Sculpture. Oh, it's kinetic. Kinetically yours. All right, so we got a whole shitload of dead bees here. More dead bees. Yeah, oh, look at all the guards. Holy shit, guys. Look at all the guard bees. All right, I'm going to let you grab this if you would.
All right.
And I am going to do a little testing of the waters, as it were. Testing of the John waters.
Oh, good.
Yeah, some people wouldn't think so, but I do.
I think it's fine.
Man, there's drones, dead drones here. Working a lot of drones.
Yeah, they stink.
Yeah, they do. Oh, they
You can
smell
smell 'em.
horrible.
Yeah.
So look at them. These guys are ready for war.
Yeah, they are.
So what we're going to do now, this is just low spray adhesive to slow them down, because that's their front door. I'm looking all along here too. Is that a crack over there? I don't see any bees coming out.
No, nothing over there.
This would be a miracle if they only have one, pretty much one.
Well,
hole.
and then
Wait a
you
minute.
see, yeah, it's here, and then
Yeah.
also this. That's part of it.
I think you're right. So I'm looking up and down the line now, because, you know, these guys are bad enough. We kind of gotta cover a few of the bases anyway. So you see how they stopped coming out? Well, it's because it's sticky. So I'm gonna do that just in case. No poison here yet. And I don't know if we can pop this up or not. We're just gonna find out. If not, then it turns into a new conceal real quick, because we're talking about safety here. That's our main goal. And we don't want to.
That's going to come up.
That's going to come right up. I was kind of wondering about that. All right, well, this is the right way to do it, guys. So this will be an easy fix once the war is over.
Yeah, if you need me to get in there.
I think I need a bigger
in there.
pry bar.
Yeah, you want that other one?
Yeah, please. Now, I don't see any bees coming out, but we don't know. We don't know what's going on here, guys.
And then
You
we
want to
can
put that 360 over here
jack
since
it
I'm
up
going that way
yeah,
with
yeah,
it?
absolutely.
Now we don't know, but this is by far we haven't destroyed anything, which we're awfully damn good at. All right. Well, here we go, guys. I'm gonna slide this back and see what's under there. Ah!
No.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
It's wood,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No.
Oh shit! You're
Well,
right.
what it is it's a layer of.
Layer of cement.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, now we know. So it's turned back into a new conceal, but at least we know.
And we can clean up some of that.
Yep,
Get that out
yep.
of there. So that's just gonna be in our way.
Yeah, here they come. Yep. Yeah, so. All right, so this has turned back into a new conceal. And the owner did say that this is unblocked. So we don't know. It looks like he's quite the craftsman, builds things really well. I mean, really, really well, which is always a good thing. And
Are you going to want caulk or foam for this, or both?
Foam.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna fill this up, because
Yep.
you know, this goes down. I can feel a block right there, as a matter of
Yeah,
fact, all the
yeah.
way down in there. So I'm
Yeah, a
gonna,
lot of propolis there. You can see
well,
where
this is actually foam.
that is, but I can see the propolis
Oh,
around
you can see
where
the
they've-
propolis around
Yeah.
it too. Yeah, so so now we're back to just new conceal, mitigate the threat, which is wonderful. Either way, they gotta go. Now we know what's under there, and this is actually better to pull this up, because yeah, he really builds things well. This is
Yeah.
really awesome, actually.
Gives us a clearer shot.
Yeah, give us a clear shot. You see how mean they are? I mean, without bee suits, we would be running for the hills. Here they come. There's a drone just came out. Big fat job. So we're not going to let this happen.
No, we can't let it get out of hand.
No,
here.
we can't.
Not
No,
today.
No. You want to see that? Go watch.
Well, the Sidewinder job.
Sidewinder job.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where's my doctor bag? So now realize, guys, where they're coming and going out of here, and I can take a minute to talk because we have the spray adhesive, and I'm going to keep working, of course, but where they're coming out of here, that's the airport, not the city. That's the loading dock. That's all that is. Okay, an average hive, there's 100,000 bees under here. Yeah, I know it's horrifying, but it's true. Is this the last one, Donna?
I think there might be another one underneath.
Okay. So this is a pyrethrin that kills on contact.
Oh,
Oh,
listen
it's
to
going to
him.
get really loud, guys. Here, give me that 360. I'm going to let everybody see that. It's going to get real loud, because even through this, because when you got 100,000 bees and they're all going to be fanning at once, trying to blow off the pyrethrins. All right, that's because when they're going to start pouring out now in a second, they're not going to be in attack mode like they have been before, and you know, where they stung the fellow's wife and his 2 dogs. Heaven forbid. I'm so sorry it happened, guys. And well, you know what I'm going to use too?
Yeah.
We have our
Tri-dye.
Tri-dye. Yep. Love that stuff. All right, so this is more of the Fendona. Get my straw down in there. So, in this type of situation, and there's no reason to tear this whole thing apart. We're going to entomb them in there. And you guys have seen us do this before. This is a classic nuke and seal. Sometimes, if we would have lifted this flagstone up, there would have been comb stuck underneath it. You guys know what I mean. Not in this case, because he's a really good build. He built the hell out of this. This is awesome. I mean, this is really great. But one little crack, that's all it takes. Yeah, I see the propolis now. So that's all it takes. Now see how loud it's getting? That's all of them fanning. See how they're coming out now? See, they're not coming out in attack mode.
Yeah.
They're coming out in let's get the hell out of here mode. That's literally what they're doing.
Now, the big question, Reed, on TikTok is why don't you leave them alone?
Oh, good. Well, that's actually a good question. And in the past, I would have asked that. But things have changed. There's a couple of reasons. First of all, genetically, they're Africanized. And that's not according to us. That's according to the labs in Tucson. They won't even take samples anymore unless you're paying them a shitload of money to have them tested. So, you know, people always say, oh, do you test every hive? Of course not. When the labs that do the testing tell you not to send any samples, that they're throwing them away, I mean, really? All right, so also, why not just leave them here? These are Africanized honeybees, and they stung. Now, when I say almost killed, that's the problem, is if you get stung once or 1,000 times and live, you still almost got killed. Because you don't know when your body's going to go allergic to anything. Okay, it's a problem. And they killed another guy. They killed a beekeeper in Las Vegas yesterday. All right, this guy knew what he was doing, quote unquote, right? Knew what he was doing. Well, they killed him. The whole interview is on is it on YouTube also with our channel, or is it just on Facebook?
No, it's on Facebook.
Facebook, all right.
On Facebook.
Hosh posted it this morning. Now, this is our tri-dye. You guys have seen us use it 1,000 times.
Now, they do, sure, I mean, I guess they have a right to live. I don't know, but not here. This is private property.
And they're invasive species.
And
what invasive species has a right to live?
They're a deadly invasive species.
And a deadly invasive species. So, if a guy comes into your home and kills your wife and starts to steal your shit, does he have a right to live? Fuck no. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Absolutely
And if you think he does, well,
then you got
enjoy that fantasy.
Yeah, enjoy that fantasy because you're, you know.
Yeah, no, this is
that's a different trailer park than I'm used to.
These are deadly.
These are deadly invasive
This
species.
is a bomb waiting to go off. They just killed these bees. Killed a beekeeper up in Las Vegas. Just
last week they killed 3 rodeo horses. Are they coming out of there by your foot?
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
Look at that.
Wondering about that. Well, there's going to be some colking going on too.
Yeah.
I bet you this whole thing is full of comb. You know that?
Oh yeah.
So we're going to make it unattractive. So our tri-dye is working really well, which it always does, of course.
So these honeybees are not necessary for anything. They're feral. Now your food supply is propped up, 7% yield increase.
7%. That's it.
By
not a third. Not a third, everybody.
By commercial beehives kept by commercial beekeepers.
Now those guys know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're professionals, all right? Not 1 ounce of our food comes from feral beehives. Not 1 ounce. But the big beekeepers, about 7%.
All right.
So look at this. Even these guys over here, and we got to look all the way down and along everywhere, actually.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can.
Yeah, it's really just that one spot, it looks like. But running...
and to look along here. So we're going to be caulking all this up, of course. This is classic nuke and seal. This is not a DIY channel, everyone. Now, see how they're pouring out of here, though?
Yeah.
They're not in attack mode, everybody. These are in let's get the hell out of here mode. Let's see if I can pry this thing up out of here. Otherwise, we're just going to... Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're just going to caulk up everywhere. And, basically entombing.
Yeah, the statement, we need the bees, that's a very simplistic statement. It doesn't account for a lot of the actual facts.
We need bees, but which ones?
Yeah, our native plants rely on native pollinators for pollinating.
Right.
None of those are honeybees. America's native bees are not honeybees. There's no such thing as native honeybees.
No, not. There are no native stinging honeybees in the Western Hemisphere. They were brought here. Right. They're called European honeybees back in the day. Now they're Africanized. Holy shit. Hosh put it the best when he said, European honeybees are a destructive invasive species. Why? Because they compete with native pollinators on flowers for food. Now with the Africanized, they're a deadly invasive species because they will kill native pollinators on flowers for food. There are no more bumblebees in Tucson because of Africanized honeybees.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I always say everybody has Winnie the Pooh glasses on, and you need to take them off because we all love honey and all that shit, but I also love sardines, but they don't live in the San Pedro River. I'm going to buy them from somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right? You know, so if you, keeping bees is, actually, keeping honeybees in the Western Hemisphere, unless you're one of the big boys and taking them around for pollination, all right, they know what they're doing. They raise all their queens in-house. It's just like dog breeders or horse breeders. People often ask us, why don't you take this hive to, someone who can use them, to a big guy that knows what. It'll be like taking a mutt from the pound to a specialty dog breeder. You're going to say, get that thing away from me. All right, same thing. So you hear how it's getting a little bit quieter now?
Yeah, yeah.
Working, this is good. We like this a lot. Do we have any of this defoam left, I wonder?
I think that's it, what you got right there on the top.
All right, let's find out then. We got more supplies coming. Yeah, so anyway, you can't see the lens, can you?
No, not really.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Well, there's enough to put some in here, although...
Africanized honeybees have been found as far north as Alberta, Canada. And Ontario,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean they're at 100% saturation there like we are here in Arizona.
Right.
But they've...
I'm kind of thinking over here, too, we're going to be going through some caulk, senor.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right, so this is about out of gas, but we do have our trusty tri-dye, so I will be using that over here. So the tri-dye is actually residual pyrethrin. This is not a DIY channel, you guys. This is not it. You know, it's funny because the fire station is a block away here, right? The Fry Fire, and you guys can see the training video that we did. We train fire departments and first responders, and also teach for the state for licensing, continuing education, and whatnot. And so you can actually see that video. It's really cool, if I say so myself. And the let's see, where the hell was that? There we go. Yeah, we're going to be caulking this whole thing up, man. Yeah, we have a PowerPoint presentation that Hosh put together and all that good stuff. It's really, really cool, actually. There we go. Yep, I love this stuff. Good. Directed in the crack and crevice. All right, guys. Whoa, it's getting quieter.
Yeah,
Success. Yeah. We love this.
Yeah. Means it's working, and
no, not,
the
like
majority of the hive is dead at this point.
Look at them pouring out
Yeah,
here.
I see.
Amazing, huh? So not every hive is super aggressive at this moment. Doesn't mean they won't be in a couple of minutes. That's the problem. These guys have already been aggressive. He stung up his dogs and his wife, and yeah, time to go. Let's see. Oh, you know what? They're just confused. Oh, there's a hole right there. There's a hole. There we go. Yeah, love that direct application. Yep. So, yeah, we're just, with this job, we're mitigating the threat. I'm sure this thing is full of honeycomb and all that, and this time of year, probably not much, although after what happened yesterday at the Dragoon Mountain Ranch under that outhouse floor, what did we get? 80 pounds?
Mostly brood.
Mostly brood, but there was a lot of honey up
There
front
was honey
with that,
too.
with that, or nectar. It was Viking.
Probably about 25 pounds
It was
of honey.
Viking. Yeah, the Viking. Yep. Yeah. So we're going to be taking our expanding foam and getting more cans of that. I'm really glad these guys didn't light up, actually, because any neighborhood at all scares the hell out of me, with good reason. You know, I watched one hive kill a 1,000-pound hog 20 years ago. They're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. All right, let's see. What am I doing here? We're gonna put the kibosh on these guys. We're gonna entomb. We already got the nuke done. Now we're gonna entomb them, because I can. Making it safe for these guys. Yeah, I call these bees a worthy opponent. You guys already know that.
Yeah.
And you know, we're on call, and that's with first responders, sheriff, police, fire. If you guys want to see another interesting one that was maybe August, was it most of the Elfrida?
Oh,
High
yeah.
School?
Yep, 21 students stung.
21 students attacked and stung. Oh, there was another guy three people that were stung day before yesterday. Marty sent us that one, and I have it on my phone. I took a screenshot of it because I can't. Something springs in Texas. Anyway, 3 people got attacked pretty bad. It's endless.
Yeah.
It's endless. Killed the beekeeper in Vegas yesterday. The
horses.
guys with tree trimming. That's what it was.
Right, right.
Yeah, and the first responders got there. 3 people attacked.
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
We don't know if anybody died or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hanging upside down in his harness.
Yeah.
No, that's a damn nightmare.
Yep. Hey, our old friend Dale Sims is on TikTok. Remember Dale? He used to moderate for us.
Oh,
yeah,
really? Vaguely.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I did yesterday.
It's been a minute. Dale, how you doing, man?
My CRS is kicking in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Can't remember.
Yeah, he was one of our first moderators.
Oh, no shit. Well, hi, Dale. What the hell? Nice to see you. All right, so now I'm afraid. Oh, shit. What's going on here? I'm afraid this thing is going to be able to take a lot. You know? Because it's kind of hollow under there. But kind of like a free insulating job. Oh, come on. Could we get another...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not functioning.
No.
Well, we're going to need a couple of...
All right. All right. I'll go.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring a couple of them because we're going to... It might take 2 or more. Oh, boy. Whew. I'm not looking at the comments, guys. I can't see anyway. For God's sake. You guys want to have some fun. Get on... If you do have... touch screen, because this 360 thing, man, this is ridiculous. This Insta 360. If you have a VR headset like a MetaQuest 3, holy crap. Make some popcorn and have some Depend sitting there because you're going to shit your pants. Just the way it is. I tell you, it's really because you're right there with us and you can look around, you can do anything. Make sure the quality settings, like Posh gives the tutorial at the beginning, but I just can't stress enough how cool it is, actually. How incredibly nuts. But so anyway, Killer Bee Nation, this is going really well. We're at about the wrap up of it. Of course, you know how new conceals are. We just love to bring you guys along. Not every job is completely insane, as you know. But we'll bring you along anyway, just to show people not all jobs are insane. Some are. They have the potential to be. That's the problem. That's the whole deal right there. All right, here, I'm going to hand you this because I have no idea which way these cameras are pointing.
Sure.
Here, I'm going to, go ahead and shake that up. And is that a fresh one?
That's the one you were just trying to do, but it still had the plug on it. So
that one?
Yeah, this should work.
Oh, yeah?
But that's fresh.
It had the plug on it, really?
Yeah.
The little thing in there?
Yeah.
That's where my problem lies. Well, I like it when they're simple like that. Nope.
Nothing, huh?
Nope.
Well.
Nope. Maybe it's the lid. I don't know. We'll try this one. All right. Give it a shot, guys. Woo, that worked. So now the entombing.
Oh, thank you. Somebody said best live on TikTok. We think so. we think so. Thank you for that.
We would.
Yeah, Todd.
That's
right
funny.
on.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, it's just real. There's no acting. There's none of that shit. It's balls to the wall. We don't know what we're getting into, ever. We just go and do it. We rescue people, rescue animals, try to make it safe so that any more people won't get killed or sent to the hospital, usually. Yeah, it's just real. This is what we do. And as you probably noticed, we are the only ones in the world documenting it. Did anybody notice that?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few Johnny-come-latelys show up, but they kind of fade quick.
Well, that's because
handful of videos.
Because they're lying. Save the honeybees. No,
yeah.
don't save
Or people
the
trying to
thing.
keep Africanized bees
Oh
and thinking they're going to make
what
a
the
show
hell?
about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Why would anyone keep a deadly invasive species? It makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
The honeymoon's got to stop. This is bullshit because they are wiping out our native pollinators. Oh my God. It drives me nuts, as you guys know.
Yeah, and whether they're European or Africanized, they will dominate the pollination cycle in any given region.
Oh,
I was reading a girl in the Philippines this morning, and she's keeping, or he or she, I'm not sure who it is. I had the sense that it was a woman, but they're keeping bees over there. And honeybees, Apis mellifera, is not native to the Philippines. And they actually have a stingless honeybee there.
Like they do in Central America here.
Yeah.
It's almost
You know,
gone because of these damn
but
things.
she's keeping both, and she thinks they can coexist.
No.
And they're known as the rich man's bees over there, or the British bees,
You know-
Apis mellifera.
You know what they're known as here? The ultimate colonizer bees.
They're colonizers.
They're colonizers.
That's right.
If you
If
like
you're-
colonizing, get honeybees.
Yeah. You know, we don't like politics, but the thing is colonization, it's kind of an unhealthy hobby. And if you're beekeeping in your
Well, mainly
backyard,
because it wipes out native pollinators.
well, that's the thing. You wipe out native stuff, you know, and so it's not good. It's not good. And, you know, what can we say? I mean,
An invasive species has never benefited the native environment they've invaded. Now, we had one guy comment and say, yeah, but it's not that bad. Okay, there is no gray. Invasive species native. There is no gray area. There can't be, because the invasive species will invariably wipe out the native species, no matter what it is, because they will bring diseases and competition in that native plant, native honeybee, native human. The Aztecs were wiped out by the flu,
right.
you know, by
Right.
microbes, because they weren't used to it. That's that simple.
And the honeybees do spread disease to the native bees.
Absolutely.
So you've got to wrap your head around that first. There are 4,000 species of native bees in North America. None of them are Apis mellifera. None of them
Correct.
are stinging honeybees. Stinging honeybees were brought here by the colonists. And
Yep.
once you get your head around that, then the frantic need to sell them less, or to save them lest we die,
It's bullshit.
it's bullshit. It really is. And you don't want to, don't believe the hype. There's nothing special about relocating a honeybee hive.
Any invasive species.
Or any invasive.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, would you relocate the tree of
I mean,
heaven?
look at
or-
the Xerxes Society. What
Yeah.
was it that one guy commented that was a beekeeper? He said he used to be a paying member.
Right,
of
right,
Xerxes.
right. So we had a comment by somebody. He used to be a paying member at Xerxes.org. He was there paying dues and part of the club for 20 years. Xerxes.org has come out very strongly in recent years saying, hey, you gotta calm down with the honeybee fetish.
Yep.
Honeybees are invasive. Honeybees are destructive to native ecosystems. Anyway, this guy said, as more and more science came out, proving that honeybees have a deleterious effect on native ecosystems, native pollinators, native bees.
Instead
He,
of addressing his thoughts
right.
and going, oh, wow, this is what science says, he stopped.
He quit. He quit the club
He quit the club.
because they've turned on honeybees.
Yeah.
Well, where does your loyalty lie?
All right.
You're so loyal to an invasive species or
Oh, that's so wrong.
some weird ideology that you're not gonna.
Yeah. It
I
drives
mean, come
us
on,
nuts, obviously.
come on.
It drives
The
us.
native ecosystem that's really valuable shit. You know, like you don't want to. It's nothing to gloss over. Conservationism is really, really important. Now, up there in the Huachuca Mountains, you can see right there, you've got all kinds of pristine native environment up there.
Yep.
And you know what? If you go up to those Huachucas, you know what you will find buzzing around. If you open up your picnic basket, you're gonna have honeybees on you.
Yep.
That's not good. That's not good. They don't belong up there. These are the Sky Islands, and these are ecosystems.
That means that those plants up there are threatened, along with all the native pollinators up there, by these bees. It's an invasive species up there. And the Africanized, which have been here, which have never been on the planet before, they're man-made, they were created. So it just brings the expediency to the forefront. They threaten all of that because these plants, and you go to Xerxes, there's a lot of fun stuff you can study on this. For instance, bumblebees have a one-on-one relationship with certain squash flowers. Yes, that's it. Just that. They vibrate at a certain vibration, a certain hertz. I mean, when we talk hippies and quartz crystals, this is science, right? They vibrate at a certain hertz, and that is the only way that squash blossom will put out the pollen. They use the nectar to attract the bee to it. That's the only way that will put out the pollen to get pollinated to continue that squash species.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Honeybees will take the nectar and don't give a shit about anything else because they're Vikings. They're hoarders. They don't
Yeah.
care. So anyway, you know us. We can go on and on for days about this. Killer Bee Nation. It was fun. We did it. We did a good job. Pull my finger, host said. So he can do his crap up. All right, Killer Bee Nation. Go to killerbeeguy.com and get some honey. Do it now. All right. watch the 360. Love you guys on 360. It's overwhelming actually. Host, do you have anything to say about about honeybees and beautiful benches? Absolutely beautiful benches. Actually, you want to go ahead and I'm going to take a couple things to the.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can do it like this. Hey, listen, everybody. If you've got a beautiful bench like this with a hollow spot underneath it, and you've got honeybees coming and going, and they sting up your dogs and they sting your wife, if you're in Cochise County, give us a call. We'll come take care of it. If you're anywhere else in the U.S., now the whole state of Arizona, 100% Africanized, 100% saturation. You say, oh, they are in the east. Well, they are. They're just not at 100% saturation in the east. Maybe it's 10% in the northeast. Maybe it's 20. We don't know. You know, it's state by state. It depends on the pest management division in those locations and what they're willing to do in terms of research. But anywhere else in the U.S., you've got to understand that a feral honeybee hive is not good for the environment. They're not pollinating your crops. We don't need them. They're bad. They're bad for the ecosystem. They compete with native pollinators. They inbreed the native plants. And the ominous and looming and ever-present imminent threat of honeybee Africanization. That means that that particular genetic material gets into those honeybees and it turns them. It turns them into very aggressive, very hyper-defensive bees that will kill you. They will kill your dog. We've seen it. We see it all the time. Dogs, I mean, all the time. Horses, 3 horses killed in Comanche, Texas the other day. Poor people, I mean, tree trimmers, anybody working outside at all, they get into them and people die. The reports are coming in right now and it's not looking good, and we are seeing a lot of brood comb in these hives. These queen cells that we're finding in these hives, it's adding up, it's stacking up to something really not good. Pay attention. You can't trust feral honeybees anymore, and you don't have to. Don't believe the honeybee hype. Always exterminate a feral honeybee hive. Never relocate a feral honeybee hive. We'll see you guys on the next job. Let's save America's native bees. Let's save America's native pollinators. Let's save America's native plants. All right, see you, KBN.